You're not invincible. It feels like that sometimes, but you're actually just saying the wrong things to the wrong people.
Yeah, and the most important thing that you can have in your coaching business and the most valuable asset is a really effective lead gen coming from organic content.
Yeah. So today we're diving into 7 hacks or reminders about drive your leads, so like generating leads organically right now, 2025.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this 2027, it's still going to work.
So you're posting and posting and posting and posting and posting, and we can continue, and still nothing is happening. So one thing that you probably heard, and we hear a lot out there, and we also experience, is that the organic marketing is dead. I would not say organic marketing is dead. I would say organic marketing is not as easy as it used to be. Our algorithms have changed a lot. So we do not naturally get as much engagement as we used to, but it's not an excuse. Why is it not an excuse? Well, because we still see how our clients are getting great results doing organically. But if you don't understand and use organic marketing, you probably find yourself in a place where you're paying too much for your leads, you're paying too much for your calls, and it's just scalable, but you're probably stuck in, I don't have enough money to invest into my marketing. So if you want to have a business where you pay less, keep more money on your own behalf, get more leads, and get more sales calls, then you need to be able to do both organically and, of course, the paid strategies. But in this episode, we're going to focus on the organic part of the marketing.
Yeah, and I would also like to say in the last 5 years, more people have become aware that organic content is important, which means more people are creating better content, which makes it harder. You need to stand out and you need to cut through the noise. And that's always been the thing. But I promise you, if you cut through the noise and if you're clear about what you do and then be loud about it, you're going to get those both followers and the engagement that you deserve.
Yeah.
But let's just see it as it is. If you don't get engagement, it's feedback to you that your stuff isn't having eyes on it.
Yeah. So either it could be different things. It could either be that there's no eyes on it, which means that it's not presented to people. They don't see your content.
Not having eyes on it.
Yeah, exactly. It does not mean you do not have followers enough. It means that not enough people are seeing it, because you can have non-followers also see your content. So we're not talking about having enough friends or followers. We're talking about having enough eyes seeing your stuff.
Well, here's the thing. When you post anything, no matter social media tool, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, if people aren't spending time viewing your content, reacting on your stuff, the algorithm is going to choke your post, which means that it's not going to be viewed by more people. So you can have 100 million followers and you could still have something that isn't pushed beyond many people because the algorithm didn't deem it good enough.
Exactly. And that leaves us to the next thing. Not getting engagement can be they didn't see it. It can also just be that it's not good. It's either not speaking to them, they don't understand it, or they just literally don't care about it.
Yeah.
And there's different things we need to focus on to be able to get in front of people or get the leads. Let's dive digging in, because another thing we also hear is I don't get leads, but I do get a lot of engagement, but I'm not having leads. Meaning that it might not be the right people. Then you can have ton of engagement, but it's not your avatar. It's not potential future client, which means it's not leads, or you're not having any calls out of that. It's also about understanding, are you building them up to become leads? And are you actually having conversations with them to figure out if they're leads or create them, have them become leads to what you're doing? So we cannot just look at your content. If you want to rule in organic marketing today, it's not content alone. We've been working with more than 800 clients now. We don't see a lot of people just do content and then have people book calls. That's not happening. It's also about what do you do between them seeing a piece of content and getting them on a call. That's on you.
Yeah, that might be a sucky realization, but the longer you persist and the longer you kind of avoid it, the longer you're going to struggle. Because it doesn't matter if you run paid ads only. You need an organic strategy. When someone sees an ad, the first thing that they're going to do if they're really interested is that they're going to look you up on socials. When they look you up on socials, if there isn't anything to binge, if there isn't anything to look into, if there isn't anything to dig into, you've lost them.
Yeah.
The moment we can realize that we need to be the reason for people to come closer, the sooner you figure that out, the sooner you stop resisting DMs and chats, then the faster you're going to have a business that you're going to be proud of.
Yeah. It's really interesting here is that we often get people coming and saying, you know what, my program starts in 14 days and I don't have enough clients. Now I need to do stuff. What do I need to do? This is not a last minute thing. It's not something you do because I'm in panic. It's something you do continuously. Don't put yourself into a place where you are stressed before you are launching your program, because it's not a fun place to work with. And when you're getting into that stress of trying to solve your problem in the last 2 weeks, you panic. And when you start panicking in your content literally get worse. And worse meaning your content sounds more and more like an ad. It becomes more you focused, and people don't buy the program because you want them to.
No.
So it actually does the opposite effect. It's has the effect, it's pushing people away.
Yeah.
What we want to do is do content that is magnetic, driving people to come to you, not pushing them away.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about 7 different things that you should be checking through with your content that you are doing these things.
First one, being your message.
That's the foundation. And we say this and it sounds boring and we say it all the time, but if your messaging is not working, it
doesn't matter how much content.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter how much content you do. You're wasting your time.
7 days a week,
Yeah.
20 hours a day. You're never going to get the leads that you're looking for. Message, what is message? Message is your core language that you lean against to address and target your avatar.
Yeah.
The people that are a perfect fit for your coaching.
Yeah. So the messaging is understanding what is the problem you solve for who.
Yeah.
If you're being generic in your content, you're speaking to no one. Picture that person in front of you. This is the person I'm speaking to. You need to understand the frustrations, the problem, the struggles, the feelings, the emotions, what they want, what they're trying to get away from. You need to understand that, but you need in your messaging understand exactly who you speak to and what is the problem you solve for them. Spend the time making sure you have foundation, like you understand your message, you understand your avatar, you understand your people.
Yeah. If you hire a marketing agency who've studied marketing, they can come up with, we have 3 different avatars for you to target with your ads. Sure, cut it out. Don't. One person. And why one person is because of specificity.
Yeah.
Because when you're specific enough, you're going to attract everyone that is that person and everyone that can resemble themselves as that person and everyone that are aspiring. Because human beings are aspiring. So if you're talking about something, I'm looking for these people, which means that you're disqualifying a lot of people. When you're clear enough, you're going to attract everyone that resembles themselves with either the pain points or the problems or the goals that you help your clients achieve.
Yeah. Then we can look into what is the pattern. Well, first of all, you need people to find you. As we said before, it's not about only speaking to your followers. You also speak to those who are not followers yet and get them to become followers.
Yeah.
So we need to do content that is valuable for them, because at that stage, they don't know who you are. It needs to be valuable for them. It needs to make sense for them. It needs to speak to them. Again, messaging is important, but it needs to be something that is giving them something right now that they say, okay, this is actually something I want to follow. This is what I want more of. That's where you bring the curiosity. That is the content where you're really giving value. The value content where you are teaching something, you are giving them ideas, you are speaking about their problem, and you might be doing a shift belief. You might be giving something away. That stage where they do not know you yet. You're in the attract phase in your marketing. And when you want to attract people, you need them to quickly get something. Do it quickly. They don't give you a lot of time. First of all, you need to make sure your hook is grabbing their attention immediately. Everything is about grabbing their attention. We use a lot right now, we call micro win magnets, meaning that it's a micro win. That was something we're giving away, a lead gen.
A very small win.
Very small win. And it's like literally you can get this win. We solve this problem for you.
This fast.
This fast.
Yeah.
So it's giving highly valuable and highly easy for them to absorb and take into their life, and it will give them what they want. These are all kind of something that's really giving value, where they start listening to you and they start seeing you as the expert and you as the authority. That's the first thing. Then the second thing we also want to do, because we cannot not do this. If you've seen another episode, we're actually talking about that. That's the content where we're building connection with our audience, relationship.
When we do this, we need to help them understand who we are on a personal level. And again, a great distinction, you need to be personal. Doesn't have to be private. So you can figure out what is personal, what is private. First of all, we can make that distinction, and then we need to showcase who we are and give them a reason to continue following us.
So in step number 1, we attract the right audience into us, and then now we start to get them to align with us.
Yeah.
That means that they trust you more. They see you as relatable. You inspire them. You motivate them. They see you as someone to follow. And this is where you can be opinionated. This is where you share your lifestyle. You share what you stand for, what you're against. You're becoming more personal. Not private, but personal. So they connect with you as a human being. They start liking you more. People buy from people they like.
Yeah.
We have a third thing that we also need to do, and that is where we build proof.
Yeah.
Because we are not here to get friends. We're not here to just be teachers and give away free stuff. We're here to get clients.
Yeah.
So now that is the part where we are doing proof content. We want our audience to feel like, okay, I need to be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And how do we do that?
So we can do it with testimonials. We can do it with case studies. Basically, a testimonial said from our perspective. So testimonial is clients' words.
Yeah.
Case study is my words of that same thing. I remember a post that we did like, hey, this is what a 10 million euro coaching community looks like.
So people start linking what you're doing and your process, your method, linking that to the obvious result that they want to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want that link in between so they understand how you solve their problems, how you get them there, what is the process, and what does that look like for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also important to understand that this isn't a linear process. So when we're creating content, it's not like January month, it's all about the hooks and it's all about me gathering as many people. And then February, I'm going to treat them and build connection with them. This is ongoing all the time.
Yeah.
We're going to rotate this so that we make sure that we are fulfilling all three over time consistently.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're starting to get that lead flow coming in. That's when you're starting to get people talking about it. That's when you're starting to get people tagging their friends in your content. That is how you create a solid marketing funnel. Your sales funnel never becomes a bottleneck.
Yeah.
Because if your marketing does the job right, the calls are going to come in. Or if you have an ad strategy that fills your lead generator and then it funnels them to your creatives, your organic content, then you're going to nurture them. You're going to start building that relationship. You're going to have more sales calls than you've ever had. And you're also going to close more sales calls than you've ever done before with less effort.
Because if you're struggling in sales, it's probably a problem with your marketing.
Yeah, it could be a problem with both, but it's definitely a marketing problem. Every sales problem you have is connected to your marketing.
Yeah. There might be a lot of people who are forgetting a little bit, and that's the stories. Like really use your stories, since the algorithm works this way that they kind of have each their life. And this year, the stories are now not affected by how much views and engagement you get on your content. Your stories live their own life, which means that give you double up the broadness on your content, because you can do content in your profile and you can do stories and they will hit out in different places. So use your stories strategically to kind of do the same things, to give value and connect with your audience and share personal stuff, but also the valuable stuff, also the proof. We want to do the same things, but in our stories, so we don't forget one of our pipelines.
Yeah.
Now we're there anyways, so we can just as well make sure that is running as well. Then we get out of the content, but we get into what you're speaking about, the DMs. Creating leads using your DMs. You have way more leads that you're not taking care of because you're not chatting with them. Yeah. Meaning, yes, you might have less engagement that you used to have because the organic is probably not giving as big a spread. But if you're using your organic marketing and you're using your stories, you will also be able to see who's actually following you. You can actually control and make sure your content gets in front of the right people. You will know that by if you're doing very personal content, that will probably give you more engagement than professional or value content. You'll probably see that you have people who are seeing your content, but only then are showing to you that they're seeing your content. But you do know now that they are seeing your content, which means use your DMs to reach out. You have a gold mine on leads that you're not taking care of if you don't know how to DM.
If you don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And talking to people is kind of the core foundation of any organization. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter how much they're watching your stuff. If they don't get an offer, if they don't get an opportunity to connect with what you're all about, if they don't get service, if they don't feel like they're getting a 5-star experience, they're not going to buy.
No.
And here's where we started this episode. The longer you postpone this, the longer you avoid this, the more you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
And when you let go of this and start taking care of your people, then that's when you're going to realize that your coaching business have all the potential that you desire.
Yeah. You need to be proactive in marketing. You cannot be reactive and sitting back and waiting for things to come. Things will not come. People are not thinking, oh, I like you. Maybe I should buy something for you. It's your job to go in and investigate that and build up an option and opportunities and give offers. And then we have the last one I want to go through, because I know right now we have people saying, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. It's so much I need to do. Repurpose.
Yeah.
There's no one who's saying that you can't repurpose. When we're doing these podcast episodes, we are actually literally taking the transcription from this episode. We have a ChatGPT that's built up with our language, everything. We can take this and we can have that to create the next week's content for us. Just because we make this thing, if you have client trainings, take that and create that into content. Use your client trainings as your giveaways, as your content, as everything else. Repurpose the things. Even when you have great content pieces that was really working and hitting your market, no one will remember you posted that before.
No. You repurpose stuff that you've posted before. Make sure that you make slight changes.
Yeah.
There are some really, really cool stuff that you can do on Instagram. If you want a real hack on how to repurpose your stories, write to us on Instagram, Hack for Stories. We'll send it to you because it's a game changer. I wish I could go through it.
And you can repurpose other people's content, not take their content and put it on your platform, but see what's working for other people in your niche, what's actually currently working for them, what is getting a lot of likes, a lot of engagement, a lot of views. Take that and understand what's it about. Make it your own. We even want to help you a little bit more. So we are going to put a link below here to 18, because you might be stuck in, give me some more specific. What could I write? How can I do it?
They're probably not saying, no,
probably
maybe.
Not. But make it easier for me. So we want to make it easy for you. So we made a training on 18 different ways and with a workbook to get more leads right now that will work for you within the next couple of days. We put in a link below for you to go and grab that.
Yeah, and please enjoy. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you in the next episode.